Good morning, my friends. How are you? Happy Tuesday. So glad to be with you outside on this beautiful, beautiful day. So last week we talked a bit about Psalm 46 and the Message translation specifically, and how the Message translation said, "Step out of traffic and know that I am God." Other versions, the New International Version, simply says, "Be still and know that I am God." So just talked about the importance of being still, quieting all the traffic that's in your life, and knowing that God, the chosen one, Emmanuel, Alpha and Omega, is here for you. So I have stepped out of traffic a bit this past week, and as we ready ourselves for Lent, as I ready myself for Lent with you, I have been diving deep into the book of John. So when I first was learning about the Bible as a youngster, I attended all sort of Sunday school classes where you have to memorize scripture and hopefully remember the books of the Bible in order from Genesis to Revelation. Never did so well at that, but I was always good at remembering the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But what some of us may not know is that Matthew, Mark, and Luke, the synoptic Gospels, have many instances, areas where they kind of say the same thing. There's lots of overlap in their shared synopsis of the story of Jesus. Book of John is a little different. It starts differently and is not considered one of the synoptic Gospels. It just shares a bit of Jesus' life as fully human and fully divine. He being here fully human. He came to dwell among us. And what's interesting about the beginning of the book of John is when folks have to get up and read scripture before a sermon, or around the holidays, they can get kind of tongue-tied because the beginning of John has a lot of words that seem to repeat each other and make it hard on the reader. I'm going to read a little bit of it to you now that highlights the difference in how the book of John starts as opposed to Matthew, Mark, and Luke. "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." So the book of John was written by Apostle John, and there's some historical debate over exactly who that was, but it's referenced many times that John was the apostle who Jesus loved and who loved Jesus. And what's also really great about reading the book of John is that it shares how Jesus came to dwell among us. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, and the glory of the one and the only Son who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. He came to dwell among us. He was fully divine, yet fully human. And so when you go through the various pages of the book of John, you really get an up-close and personal view as to the persecution Jesus had to endure leading right up to the crucifixion. How there were some who believed him, but many thought he was engaging in blasphemy. Surely he could not be the Messiah. Surely these miracles that he performed, a handful of which are only seen in the book of John, Lazarus rising from the dead is just one of them. Turning water into wine at the wedding at Cana is another one. Surely these miracles were just magic. They could not be performed by the Son of God, the Messiah. No way. So reading John really gives you a close and personal accounting of how Jesus was fully human. So for the next 3 weeks, as we lead up to Easter Sunday, I'm just going to take you with me as I explore the book of John. It's a book that can easily be digested in 3 weeks, which makes it very manageable. And so I'm going to delight in taking you with me as we story through the accounts of Jesus' life. So I'm going to leave you again with the words we talked about last week. Be still and know that I am God. As the days lead on to the greatest resurrection on earth, celebrated on Easter Sunday, and as life does what it always does and rears its ugly head and challenges, ambiguity, stress and strife may enter your life, just remember those words: be still and know that I am God. I look forward to seeing you this time next week, and blessings to you.